What if something you do every day could affect your brain over time, not something extreme, not something obvious, just simple habits, repeated daily? And the surprising part? Most people don't realize the impact these habits can have on their memory and brain health. In this video, we'll explore what may influence cognitive decline, the warning signs to watch for, and simple changes that can help support your brain long term. Stay until the end, because this could change how you think about your daily routine. Chapter 1. Understanding Brain Health and Memory. 500 words. Your brain is one of the most complex organs in your body. It controls everything: your thoughts, your memory, your decisions, your movements. And unlike other parts of your body, you don't always notice when something starts to change. That's what makes brain health so important, and also so easy to overlook. Most people think memory problems happen suddenly. One day everything is fine, and the next, something feels off. But in reality, changes in the brain often happen slowly, very slowly, over years, sometimes decades. And during that time, your daily habits play a major role. What you eat, how you sleep, how you manage stress, how active you are. All of these influence how your brain functions. Now here's something important. Your brain needs constant support. Just like your muscles need exercise, your brain needs stimulation, just like your body needs nutrients. Your brain needs proper fuel. Without it, your system becomes less efficient over time. Memory may become less sharp. Focus may decrease. Mental clarity may feel different. This doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, subtle, but real. Another important factor is aging. As you get older, your brain naturally changes. That's normal. But the speed of these changes is strongly influenced by your lifestyle. Two people can be the same age and have very different cognitive health. One stays sharp and active, the other struggles with memory and focus. The difference is often not genetics alone, it's daily habits, repeated over time. Now let's talk about something many people ignore: mental overload and stress. Your brain is constantly processing information, notifications, screens, conversations, decisions. And when this becomes excessive, your brain doesn't get enough recovery. Over time, this can affect how clearly you think. Another key point is sleep. Your brain doesn't just rest when you sleep, it resets, organizes information, clears out unnecessary activity. Without good sleep, this process is disrupted, and over time, that can affect memory and clarity. Now here's the key idea. Brain health is not about one single factor. It's about a combination of habits. And small daily choices matter more than people think, because what you repeat every day shapes how your brain functions over time. In the next chapter, we'll explore the most common mistake people make, a daily habit that may quietly affect brain health without them realizing it. So what is the common mistake that quietly affects brain health? It's not one single toxic substance. It's a pattern, a daily habit that feels normal, but builds up over time. Chronic mental overload. Think about how your day usually starts. You wake up, you check your phone, notifications, messages, news, social media. Your brain goes from rest to overload in seconds. And this doesn't stop. All day long, your brain is processing information, scrolling, switching tasks, multitasking, constant stimulation. At first, it feels productive. You feel connected, informed, busy. But here's what's really happening. Your brain is never fully resting. It's always reacting, always switching, always processing, and over time, this creates fatigue. Not physical fatigue, but mental fatigue. Your focus becomes weaker. Your attention span decreases. You forget small things more easily. You feel less clear, less sharp. And most people don't connect this to their habits. They think it's just stress or aging, but it's often the result of continuous cognitive overload. Another part of this problem is lack of deep focus. Your brain needs moments of concentration, time to think, time to process information properly. But when you're constantly interrupted, you never go deep. You stay on the surface, and this weakens your mental performance over time. There's also something called digital dependency, relying on your phone for everything, reminders, navigation, information. Your brain starts doing less work because the device does it for you. And like any system, if you don't use it, you lose efficiency. Now let's add another layer: lack of real rest. Even when people relax, they're still on screens, watching, scrolling, consuming. But this is not true rest for your brain. Your brain is still active, still processing, still stimulated, and without real rest, it doesn't recover properly. Over time, this affects memory, focus, mental clarity. Now here's the key idea. This is not about fear, it's about awareness, because this habit is so common that most people don't even question it. It feels normal, but normal doesn't always mean optimal. And the good news? This is something you can change, not by removing everything, but by creating balance. Because your brain doesn't need zero stimulation, it needs controlled stimulation and moments of real recovery. In the next chapter, we'll explore the warning signs your brain may already be giving you, signals that mental overload is starting to affect your daily life. Your brain is constantly sending signals, but most of the time, they're easy to ignore, especially when they feel normal. When mental overload starts to build up, your brain doesn't suddenly stop working. It adapts, it compensates, but it also shows subtle signs that something isn't balanced. Let's start with one of the most common signals: forgetting small things, where you put your keys, why you entered a room, what you were about to say. These moments happen to everyone, but when they become frequent, it's a sign your brain is overloaded, not necessarily damaged, just overwhelmed. Another signal is difficulty focusing. You start something, but quickly get distracted. You switch between tasks. You feel like your attention is scattered. This is often linked to constant stimulation. Your brain gets used to short bursts of attention and struggles to stay focused for longer periods. There's also mental fatigue. You're not physically tired, but your mind feels exhausted. Even simple thinking feels like effort. This is a key sign that your brain is not getting enough real rest. Another important signal is reduced mental clarity. You feel slower, less sharp, less precise in your thinking. You may need more time to process information or to make decisions. Again, this doesn't happen overnight. It builds up gradually. There's also something many people experience: constant distraction. Even when you try to relax, your mind keeps jumping, thinking, reacting. This is often the result of too much input throughout the day. Your brain stays in active mode and struggles to switch off. Some people also notice sleep changes, difficulty falling asleep, or waking up without feeling fully rested, because your brain is still stimulated, even when your body is trying to rest. And finally, there's reduced motivation. You feel less engaged, less driven. Tasks feel heavier, not because they are harder, but because your mental energy is lower. Now here's the most important point. These signs are not random. They are patterns, signals your brain repeats. And when something repeats, it deserves attention, not fear, not panic, just awareness. Because once you recognize these signs, you can start adjusting your habits, and small changes can make a big difference. In the next chapter, we'll explore simple and practical ways to reduce mental overload and support your brain every day without completely changing your lifestyle. Words. Now that you understand the problem, let's talk about the solution. And here's the good news. You don't need to change your entire life. You don't need to eliminate technology. You don't need extreme routines. You just need better balance, because your brain doesn't need less activity. It needs smarter activity. Let's start with something simple. Create a slow start to your day. Instead of waking up and immediately checking your phone, take a few minutes just for yourself. No notifications, no screens. Let your brain wake up naturally. This reduces early stress and gives your mind a calm beginning. Next is controlling your information intake. You don't need to consume everything. News, social media, messages. Limit the amount. Choose specific moments to check your phone. instead of reacting all day. This reduces constant stimulation and helps your brain stay more focused. Another powerful habit is single tasking. Do one thing at a time, fully, without distractions. This may feel slower at first, but it actually improves efficiency and strengthens your focus over time, because your brain works best when it can go deep, not when it keeps switching. Now let's talk about something essential: real rest. Not scrolling, not watching endless content, but actual rest. Quiet moments, no stimulation, even 10-15 minutes can make a difference. This allows your brain to reset, to recover, to regain clarity. Another key factor is sleep quality. Your brain does important work while you sleep. It organizes information, clears unnecessary activity, resets your system. So, improving your sleep is one of the best things you can do for your brain. Simple actions help. Reduce screen time before bed. Keep a consistent sleep schedule. Create a calm environment. Then, there's physical movement. Your brain and body are connected. When you move your body, you support your brain. Walking, light exercise, stretching. It doesn't have to be intense, just consistent. Now here's something very important: mental stimulation. Your brain needs to be challenged. Reading, learning, thinking deeply, having meaningful conversations. These activities keep your brain active in a positive way, not reactive, but constructive. And finally, consistency. This is where real change happens, not from doing everything perfectly once, but from repeating small habits every day, because your brain adapts to what you repeat. So give it the right signals: less overload, more balance, more recovery. In the final chapter, we'll bring everything together and show how these small daily habits can protect your brain long-term and help you stay mentally sharp over time. At this point, everything connects. Your brain is not shaped by one big decision, but by what you do every single day. Small habits, repeated over time. That's what defines your mental clarity, your focus, and your long-term brain health. Most people wait for a problem before they act. They notice memory issues, they feel less sharp, and then they start looking for solutions. But the reality is, your brain has been responding to your habits for years, quietly, gradually, consistently, and that's why prevention matters. Not fear, not panic, just awareness and action. And now you understand something important. There is no single poison responsible for cognitive decline. It's not one thing. It's a combination of habits: too much stimulation, not enough rest, lack of focus, poor recovery, and over time, these patterns create imbalance. But here's the good news: if habits can create problems, they can also create strength, and the most powerful changes are often the simplest. Starting your day calmly, reducing unnecessary stimulation, giving your brain real rest, sleeping better, moving your body, challenging your mind. These actions may seem small, but repeated daily, they become powerful because your brain adapts. It responds to what you do consistently. Now think about this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a complex system. You just need a better routine, better than before, better than yesterday. Because progress is what matters. Another key idea is awareness. Now that you know how your habits affect your brain, you begin to notice more: how you feel after too much screen time, how your focus changes when you reduce distractions, how your energy improves with better rest. These signals guide you, they help you adjust, and over time, they help you build a routine that truly supports your brain. And finally, remember this: your goal is not just to avoid decline, it's to stay sharp, clear, focused, present, to think better, to live better. And it all starts with small, intentional choices, every day. Final outro, call to action. Call. If this video helped you understand your brain better, don't forget to subscribe to Smart Health Tips for more simple and powerful health advice. Like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and send this to someone who needs this. Take care of your brain, and it will take care of you.